Good morning, my dear brothers and sisters. Our gospel today is preceded by the very famous episode of the feeding of the multitude. It was miraculous, it was a glorious moment. But very strikingly, our gospel today says, after the 5,000 had been satisfied, Jesus made his disciples get into the boat while he dismissed the crowd. Why would he do that? Didn't he want to savor that glorious moment? That high feeling brought about by that miraculous event? Well, the clear answer is no. That was the last thing Jesus desired. William Barclay tells us that after the crowd had been miraculously fed, Jesus must have sensed that the people wanted him to be king. The people wanted to make him their king. And Jesus rejected that temptation. He could see that coming, so he sent his disciples away because he didn't want them to be caught up in this nationalistic outburst. He could see that coming, so he immediately dismissed the crowd, a sign of him dismissing that idea of him becoming king in the political sense. And this is the first lesson we can pick up from Jesus today. Be wise and prudent. If you see temptation coming to you, act on it immediately. Dismiss it immediately. If you know that such and such occasion are occasions of sin, avoid it immediately. It all starts from knowing the self. When you are weak, when you are strong. Assess yourself and your ability to resist temptations. And from there, decide wisely and prudently on whether or not you would expose yourself to those occasions. You can see sequences of events anyway. Dismiss it before you even get caught into it. And then we find Jesus, after dismissing the crowd, he went up to the mountain to pray. It was a huge day, a day of feeding the multitude, teaching them, resisting nationalistic temptations. Consider also that at this time, the problems were descending upon him thick and fast. The hostility of some religious leaders, the fright and suspicion of Herod Antipas, and then the people who wanted him to be their political king. Too many problems and challenges and concerns, which probably had put a heavy burden in his heart. And so this prayer time was very much needed. This alone time was very much needed. But then in this prayer and alone time, he saw that his disciples were in huge trouble. Their boat was being tossed by the wind. And what did Jesus do? He set aside his own problems and came to the rescue of his disciples. He forgot himself and went on to help his friends. His friends needed him, so he must go. What happened, we do not know. How he calmed the storm, we do not know. What we do know is the simple fact that Jesus came to their rescue, even if he had problems of his own. And perhaps that is what we can keep in mind as we start the year, my friends. We have problems and concerns of our own, and we need to address them, of course. But hopefully, when we hear the cry of others, when we see the dire situation of others, we can also set our concerns aside and also come to the rescue of others. Amen.